Okay, this is a new chapter on banking. This is chapter number 2, the first part. In banking, you're going to see about one type of account. That one type of account is called recurring deposit account. It's called recurring deposit account, otherwise called cumulative time deposit account. It's called recurring deposit account, otherwise called cumulative time deposit account. So this is the only account that you're going to see in this chapter on banking. Now, what is this recurring deposit account, or otherwise called the cumulative time deposit account? Is you can open a recurring deposit account in a post office or in a bank. Anywhere you can open. And in this account, you will have to deposit the same amount every month. This amount that you're going to deposit can be in multiples of tens. Multiples of tens. Like 10 rupees you can deposit, or 20 rupees, 30, 40, or in hundreds. Okay. And every month you will have to deposit the same amount on a particular date which will be specified by the bank or the post office. So every month you deposit the same amount, and you can fix the time limit for how many months you want to deposit this. It could be for 1 year, it could be for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and so on. So you choose the amount that you're going to deposit, and you also choose the time period for which you want to hold this account. Now, at the end of this time period which you have fixed, you will get back whatever you deposited. Every month you deposited something. All those put together you will get back with some interest. And that value that you are going to get after a certain period of time is called the maturity value. Now, as I said, every month you have to deposit some amount. Okay. Like say for example, every month you want to deposit rupees 100. So this is the month of August. You started the account in the month of August. So first deposit will be in the month of August. Next deposit of 100 rupees you will do in the month of September. Then October, November, December, and so on. Till, say, if the time period was for 12 months, 1 year. Then your last deposit will be in the month of July 2022. You started the account in August 2021, and your last deposit will be in the month of July 2022. Okay. So every month, say, imagine you are going to deposit rupees 100. That is called the principal. P stands for principal. Okay. It's also called the monthly installment. Whatever you're going to deposit every month is the monthly installment, otherwise termed as the principal. In short, it is P. And you're going to hold this account, imagine, for 1 year. But when you start your calculation, you will have to take that time in months. 1 year means 12 months. So that value is represented by a small n. Small n stands for number of months. For how many months you are going to make this deposit. So in our case, the example which I gave you, every month you are going to deposit 100 rupees, and you are going to deposit this for 12 months. Therefore, your n value is 12 months. Okay. And R stands for the rate of interest that is paid by the bank or the post office. Okay. This rate can vary. So R, capital R, stands for rate of interest, which is given as a percentage. Like say for example 10% or 6%, whatever is the percentage that is applicable. Okay. And one more thing that you have to know is capital N. Capital N is actually derived from small n. Now capital N is the period of recurring deposit in years. The time that you took small n was the period in months. Capital N is the period for recurring deposit calculation in years. this is the unit. Okay. Now, I'm just giving you an example. Let's say you deposit 100 rupees. Okay. Let's take simple calculation. Let's take the principal or the monthly installment that you're going to deposit is 100 rupees. 100 rupees you're going to deposit, say for 1 year. 1 year period means 12 months. So 12 months you're going to deposit 100 rupees. Every month you're going to deposit 100 rupees. Okay. So for 12 months you're going to deposit. Now, if you made the first deposit, first installment you paid 100 rupees. That's in the month of August. This 100 rupees is going to be there in the bank or the post office for all the 12 months. So the first 100 rupees is going to give you an interest for all 12 months. The next 100 rupees which you're going to make in the month of September remains in the bank for 11 months. So you will be getting for the second 100 rupees an interest only for 11 months. The third 100 rupees will give you interest for 10 months. The fourth 100 rupees will give you an interest for 9 months and so on. And the last deposit that you're going to make in the month of July next year, that will remain in the bank only for 1 month. So each 100 rupees is remaining in the bank for different periods of time. The first one remains for 12 months, next one remains for 11 months, third one remains for 10 months, fourth one remains for 9 months, fifth one remains for 8 months and so on. And the last 100 rupees which you deposited remains in the bank for 1 month. So accordingly the interest has to be calculated. Okay. Therefore, we follow this calculation. Now, this is just an example which I have given. Principal or the monthly installment that you are going to make is rupees 100. 100 rupees every month you are going to deposit. And the time period for which you are going to deposit is for 1 year, but you will not use the time here, small n value in years, you will use months. Okay. So small n, 1 year means 12 months. Okay. This is just an example I said. And imagine the rate at which the bank is paying you on recurring deposit is 6%. 6% PA stands for per annum. PA stands for per annum. Means for the complete year the rate is 6%. Okay. Now, these are the details that you know, that is principal. Every month deposit is 100. Time for which you are going to hold this account is 12 months. And rate paid by the bank is 6% per annum. Now, after this, you will have to find, this your calculation starts now. Okay. You will have to find capital N value. As I said, capital N is the period of recurring deposit in years. You know small n. Small n is 12 months. But this is not what you are going to use for calculating the interest. Therefore, you have to use capital N. Capital N is given as small n times n plus 1 divided by 24. Okay. So that's the first formula that you will come across. Small n times n plus 1 divided by 24. Okay. Now, let's find capital N. Capital N will be small n is 12 into 12 plus 1, which will be 13, divided by 24. Okay. To simplify this, you can cancel 12 and 24 twice. So you are left with 13 by 2. No need to divide this and write it as a decimal. Let it remain. This is 13 by 2. Now the time is in years. Originally you started with months. Now capital N value you found, which will be time in years, which will be used for calculating your interest. So 13 by 2 years is the time period. Okay. Now after you find capital N, now you are going to calculate how much interest you are going to get for this period of time. Okay. This is simple interest formula. You know simple interest is PTR by 100. Okay. Here we don't have T. Instead of T, you have capital N. So I is given as, this is the second formula that you will come across. I is equal to this one. PNR by 100. I stands for interest, which you are going to calculate, is equal to PNR by 100, where P is the principal or the monthly installment, N is this value that we found, into rate was given 6%. divided by 100. Substitute the value. So I will be principal monthly installment that you are making. It was 100 into n value was 13 by 2, 13 by 2 into rate was 6%, that's 6 by 100 is there. If you simplify this, okay, if you simplify whatever is here, the 2 zeros gets cancelled. 2 and 6 goes thrice. 13 into 3 gives you rupees 39. So this is the interest that you will be getting after 1 year. Okay. This is the interest that you will be getting after 1 year. Now, at the end of 1 year, as I told you, the amount that you are going to get together is called the maturity value. This one, maturity value, which in short is MV. Maturity value is the total amount that you are going to get. Now, what is this total amount? It is made of the amount that you deposited, that is every month you deposited 100 rupees. For 12 months, how much did you deposit? 100 rupees for 12 months. So, that is amount deposited plus the interest. So, maturity value consists of amount deposited and the interest. So, what is the amount deposited by you? 100 rupees you deposited for 12 months. So, 100 into 12 plus the interest was 39 rupees. So, that's 39. So, multiply this, that gives you 1200 plus 39. Total amount that you will be getting after 1 year will be rupees 1239. 1200 was yours plus 39 rupees you will be getting as interest. This is called maturity value. So that is the third formula that you have to know. First one was capital N is small n times n plus 1 by 24. Second one was interest I is equal to PNR by 100. And third one that you are going to calculate is the maturity value, which is amount deposited plus interest. So the total amount that you will be getting after 1 year will be rupees 1239. Now you can use this method, or for finding interest you can also use this formula. Okay. This formula is actually from here only. P into, instead of writing capital N, you can write this n into n plus 1 divided by 24 is actually 2 into 12 into rate R by 100. You can use this formula also for calculating your interest. This one. If you are not sure about this formula, you can follow this method, because almost all the questions you will be following this method. Okay. So if this is clear in parts, you find each one, or you can use a single formula and find straight away the interest. And you can also use a single formula to find maturity value. Maturity value is amount deposited. That is, amount deposited means every month how much you deposited into the number of months. That is P, principal. Every month deposit P into 12 is the number of months, Pn, plus this formula plus interest I formula is this. Okay, same thing. So this is amount deposited plus this is interest formula. Together you can find maturity value using a single formula. So this formula also can be used. So whichever you find easy, use that formula. Okay. So this is the normal way I am going to show you all the calculations. If you want, you can use these separate formulas, formulae for finding interest and for finding maturity value. This is from exercise 2, question number 1. The question is, Xavier Pinto deposits rupees 250 PM. PM stands for per month. This is per month. Okay. So he deposits rupees 250 per month in a bank paying 12% PA. This one stands for per annum. That's the rate given. On recurring deposit, find the amount due to him after 3 years. Time given is 3 years. if the interest is simple interest paid by the bank on the recurring deposit. So read this question carefully and write down whatever is known. Here it says Xavier Pinto deposits rupees 250 per month. So this is per month installment, monthly installment, which is also called the principal. So I've taken principal P is rupees 250. Right? Second thing that you know is rate. Rate is 12% per annum. That's 12%. And time given here is 3 years. But as I said, when you start, you will use time in months. That small n value. Don't take this straight away as capital N. No. This is small n which you have to write first in months. 3 years. 1 year means 12 months. 3 years means 36 months. This is how you will start the calculation. 250 is the first value that you know. 12% is the rate. And 3 years time given, small n value is 36 months. These are the values that you know. The first thing that you will find is capital N value. This is your calculation. Capital N is given as small n times n plus 1 divided by 24. Small n value is 36 into 36 plus 1, that's 37, divided by 24. You can simplify this. Both these can be divided by 12. That will go thrice and this will go twice. No need to divide and write it as a decimal. The answer is 3 into 37 by 2. 3 into 37 by 2. Time now is in years. Okay. Now after you calculate capital N value, the next calculation that you have to do is finding interest. I is equal to formula is PNR by 100. Principal is 250. Principal is 250, so 250 into N value is 3 into 37 by 2, 3 into 37 by 2 into R value is 12%, so that's 12 divided by this 100. Now if you simplify this, you will get rupees 1665. After simplification, your interest has become rupees 1665. The question was, find the amount due to him after 3 years. What he is going to get after 3 years. After 3 years, whatever he is going to get is called the maturity value. So, this is the last calculation. Maturity value is actually given as amount deposited plus interest. So, how much is the amount deposited? Every month deposit is 250. That's 250. For how many months? That's 36 months. 250 every month for 36 months. So, 250 into 36 is the amount deposited plus interest we calculated is 1665. Okay. Interest we calculated was 1665. So that's what is here. So 250 into 36 gives you 9,000 plus 1665 added together gives you rupees 10,665 is the total amount this person will get at the time of maturity. Okay. So that's the first question. Next. Question number 11. Mr. Joy Kitson deposits rupees 3,000 per month. 3,000 rupees he deposits per month, which means this becomes the principal. In a recurring deposit account for 5 years. You will not use the 5 years directly. You have to change this 5 years to months. Okay. At the rate of 12% PA means per annum. This is the rate given. Find out the amount Mr. Kitson will receive after 5 years at the time of maturity. What he is going to receive after 5 years, which means you are going to find the maturity value. So let's write down the data that is given in the question. First one is rupees 3,000 per month. That becomes the principal, rupees 3,000. And then rate given is 12% per annum. And the time given was 5 years, but you have to write it in months. So small n is 5 into 12, that will give you 60 months is the time. So the first thing that you will find is capital N value. This is time in years. Capital N value is small n times n plus 1 divided by 24. Small n is 60 into 60 plus 1, that's 61 divided by 24. Again, both these can be divided by 12. that will go 5 times, this will go twice. So capital N value is 5 into 61 by 2. 5 into 61 by 2, the unit is years. After calculating capital N, the next thing that you have to calculate is interest. So I is equal to PNR by 100. Principal is 3000 into N values here. 5 into 61 divided by 2 into rate was 12 by there is 100. Simplify this, you will get rupees 54,900 is only the interest. Interest is 54,900. Question was to find how much you will get after 5 years, which means you are going to find the maturity value. Again, maturity value is given as amount deposited plus interest. Amount deposited means how much is the monthly deposit into the number of months. 3,000 is the monthly deposit into 60 months. So 3,000 into 60 plus the interest we calculated was 54,900. This into this gives you 1,80,000 plus 54,900. Added together gives you rupees 2,34,900 is the final maturity value that this person will be getting. Next question is question number 3. How much should Ashok deposit in a bank on monthly basis if he wants to get rupees 17,199 at the end of 6 years? The interest being 12% simple interest per annum. How much should Ashok deposit in a bank? How much is this monthly installment is what you are going to find. So monthly installment is P, which you don't know, that's why I put a question mark here. Okay, this is what you are going to find. Then the rate at which the bank is paying is 12% per annum, and time given here is for 6 years. 6 years, again change this to months. 6 into 12, that will give you 72 months is time in months, that small n value. So our first calculation is finding capital N. Capital N is given as small n times n plus 1 divided by 24. Small n is 72 into 72 plus 1, that's 73 divided by 24. Okay. You can simplify this. 24 and 72 both can be divided by 24. That will go thrice. This will go once. So you are left with 3 into 73. That's what is here in years. You found capital N. Next, you have to find capital I. Interest is given as PNR by 100. Principal, you don't know. So P into N value is 3 into 73 into rate given was 12 by this 100. If you multiply this, don't cancel anything, let the 100 remain, that 100 is here. P into 3 into 73 into 12 gives you 2628P. This P is also there. This into this gives you 2628 into P. That's 2628P divided by 100 is the interest. Then our third calculation is finding maturity value. Maturity value is again amount deposited plus the interest. You already know the maturity value. It was given in the question. Maturity value. If he wants to get 17,199 at the end of 6 years. So this is the maturity value. So you know the maturity value is 17,199 is equal to amount deposited, that is monthly deposit into the number of months. Monthly deposit you don't know, which you assumed as P. So P into 72 months. So P into 72 plus interest was 2628P by 100. That's what is here. Find LCM. LCM is 100. 72P into 100 is 7200P plus 2628P is equal to 17199 here. Bring the 100 this side. So 17199 into 100 is equal to, add these two, you will get 9828P. Both terms are P terms, you can add them. Okay. Bring the 9828 to this side. 17199 into 100 divided by 9828 will give you the value of P. Simplify this, you will get P's value is rupees 175. What is P is actually the monthly deposit. The question was to find the monthly deposit. How much should Ashok deposit in a bank on monthly basis? So how much is this principal? So that's the value that we got. P is rupees 175. Your homework is from exercise 2, question numbers 2, 6, 13, 17, 18 and 20.